Hey, what's up guys? This is Reed with Rapid Response Training, and I'm here with my Bugout Bag. So I'm gonna do a video on this. Hopefully you like it. You can tell me what I'm missing or why I have too much or not enough. But here we go, Bugout Bag video. All right, so here's the bag. It is a 5'11" backpack, and you may recognize it from my Hurricane Helene everyday carry video. It's the same bag. This is now my Bugout Bag, okay? So attached to the outside, obviously I have a IFAK, a medical kit, because I say obvious, it's got the red cross on it, and it is a tear-off design. And I have a rubber banded here. I have a shoulder strap from like an old duffel bag. So the reason for that is I can tear this off, but I can put it on and take it with me. So if I take it off, put it next to my casualty, I can have it draped around my neck or whatever. I'm not gonna leave this behind. So it's got some IFAK stuff in it. If you care, you can ask me for a video on this IFAK and I'll do it. It's kind of not the point, it has IFAK stuff. So additionally, on the outside, I have some boots just tied together from the laces and hanging on a carabiner. And you might be like, that's dumb. Those are gonna swing around and knock around. Yes, the point of this is to, like, if I need to get this, I may be wearing some footwear that is not really appropriate for a bunch of walking, or certainly if I have to go like through the woods or whatever. So I put these on, right? So I have them strapped to the bag so they don't get forgotten or whatever. But I've also got a old paracord bracelet that's kind of just, I had it, it's some extra cordage, and a carabiner for clipping stuff, basically. So that's what that's for. I'll get into the bag here in just a second in more detail. All right, so here's the inside of the bag with some more detail. I have some compression straps on here to take some of the weight off the zippers, but the idea behind this bag is I might be somewhere and I need to go somewhere else and not have time to grab anything. Maybe I need to make it home, or maybe I'm out somewhere and I need to make it not home, right? And I can't come home to like pack stuff or anything like that. It's pre-packed, it's ready to go, and should sustain me for, ideally, you would have a location in mind and you know how long it takes to get there at the slowest, right? So on foot. And this would have enough to sustain that journey and only that journey. And not really a camping situation, more of like a, I'm gonna get there as fast as I can scenario. So we're not really building campfires, we're not really like cooking meals. So maybe that that helps you kind of think about the idea behind this. But I'll go outside in on this bag. So this pocket right here has the least in it, so I'll do that one. I just have some safety glasses and some zip ties, so specifically for like repairing stuff, but that's what I have in that pocket. Usually I have tinted glasses with me, but I don't usually have clear with me, and I can't wear tinted at night. So if you have any kind of glasses, they probably should be clear. So on the top, try to turn this around. Right here, I have nighttime stuff. And so anyway, I have a cord off to the zipper, so I'm not gonna lose it, to whistle. And this also has like a button compass and a little magnifying glass. So that's kind of the one thing that doesn't fit. I have a flashlight, like a cheap flashlight, and a headlamp, cheap headlamp. So I have the batteries taken out of those so they don't accidentally get turned on, and because they don't get drained, right? So I have the batteries with it in a bag, and there we go. That's what I have to say about that. So that's what's in that pocket. The reason that it's there is I know where it is. So in the dark, I don't have to be like, where's my flashlight, and looking around for it. You might be like, well, it's not gonna help you because the batteries aren't in it. And the idea here would be like, unless I was really, really in a rush, ideally what I would like to do is as soon as I grab this bag, I like put the boots on and I put the batteries in the flashlights and such so that they're ready to go. But then I know I can feel for this zipper, and if I have any concern, I know it's the one with this string on it, right? And my dark stuff is right in there. So one additional thing is the main zipper for the big pocket, which we'll talk about last. I have a button light on there. So if I need to, I can use this to find my batteries for my light, or find my light if for some reason I couldn't, but also to like look in the bag at stuff when it's dark. So that's what that's for. But I'll talk about this front pocket first. This has kind of a bunch of stuff in it. So this bag is nice because it opens really, really far. So right here, you can see kind of poking is fire kit. So, oh, look at that. This needs a new bag. So I'll get a new little Ziploc, but I've got a lighter, I have some tinder, and some storm matches and a striker. So fire kit, again, not to make campfires, but maybe I might have to if the weather is so bad, like I'll die without a fire, or maybe I'm down to boiling water. That's the only way I can get safe water to drink. So that's primarily what that's for. Obviously, I could also use fire for signaling or something like that. If I needed to destroy something, that would be kind of weird, but I could do it. So I have a little Walmart multi-tool deal. It's not very good, but it's in a Bugout bag. It lives in a Bugout bag. I have a external battery. One thing I need to do is put a iPhone cable in this. I have, so I have a micro USB so I can charge some other stuff, but I need a iPhone cable. So I have some duct tape, just flat folded on an old like credit card, mini Sharpie. I'd probably get rid of that because there's one in the IFAC, but I don't know if I want to rob it from my IFAC. So either way, I have one there for now. Pencil and pen, and I have a notebook. This is it's a small non-Ride in the Rain type notebook with a cover on it. So I didn't really want to spend money on a Ride in the Rain. I don't know. I have a little first aid kit, Bugout kit deal. So what's in here? I have some Tylenol and ibuprofen. I've got the drug facts written on that blue tape. I have some iodine, alcohol prep pads. I've got Band-Aids. I've got different size Band-Aids. I've got some of these like Steri-Strip type of deals. So if you like kind of like a pseudo suture a little bit. I've got some big Band-Aids, and then important, I've got moleskin. So that is what's in the boo-boo kit, the first aid kit, not the like trauma kit, right? That's on the outside for quick access. So that's what I have in there. I've got toilet paper in a bag to keep it dry, either for pooping or for fires. Some paracord, non-gutted, so like 50 feet. And then I've got some organization here in the lid. So I have one of these individually packed body wipes. I have a bug wipe and some hand sanitizer. So keep clean, keep my hands clean, hopefully not get eaten by mosquitoes, because like in the South, East Coast where I'm at, that's a big deal. I've got some emergency light sticks. These are like dollar store ones. Space blanket, hot hands. So hot hands and space blanket, like combination, you can be pretty warm with that. So that is what is in this most outer pocket here. So, and I've got it I try and keep it relatively organized. Might be a good idea to like tie this off to the bag just so it's not floating. And then, but I kind of have the toilet paper and the first aid kit just kind of rest on top here. But this does have some pretty decent organization. So, and note to self, place that in plastic bag with fire kits in. So I'll do the big pocket. Cool thing about this bag is it opens basically all the way. So as long as you undo those cinch straps, so you can open it all the way. And I'm gonna reset up this camera here and talk about what's inside. All right, so here's the bag. And I'll talk about this part and then I'll talk about the lid. So I've got a ball cap. I have a Ziploc that has bandana, neck gaiter, some wool socks, and some compression shorts. So waterproof. It's a good deal, I think. I have one of these SOL bivy sacks. So for some shelter, if it's cold, sleep in that. If I'm doing any sleeping, right? If I'm not just keeping trucking. I don't know what the temperature is going to be like. I don't know what I'm wearing, or maybe I need to change clothes. So I have a hoodie. I have a long sleeve t-shirt. I chose long sleeve because, like, if it's crazy hot, well, I could not wear a shirt, or I could like cut the sleeves or tear the sleeves off this, but I can't like put that back on. So I lean toward it being warm. And I have some like Walmart cargo pants here. In the bottom, I have some contractor trash bags. So those can be good for waterproofing. I can wear it like a poncho. I can put stuff in it because it is a bag. I can use it as a ground cloth. I can make shelter out of it. So I have a decent number of those, and those are in the bottom of the bag because if I set my bag down and it's wet on the ground, that'll hopefully keep the rest of this stuff dry. So that is what I have in there. And then in the back, in this like little separated compartment, I have a like Walmart poncho. I have a metal bottle, so I can boil water in this if I need to. It's single wall. I keep it empty because this stays in there for like years and years and years. I have a life straw, and I have a Nalgene. So, and a Glock knife. So, big knife for big knife stuff. I sharpened it because these come like crazy dull, and it's got some little skateboard tape mod on there. So, that is what is in the big pocket, and then I'll talk about what's in the lid here. All right, so we'll talk about the lid. This bag is nice because it's got some mesh pockets that are here. So in the top one, I have water. So this is my primary water idea here, is I have a Life Straw Mini. I've got it tied off to the zipper. Probably should make this longer because it's less annoying, but I've got it tied off to the zipper so I can't lose it. And then I have 2 bags to go with it. So I'll open it up and see. So this is a 16 ounce. And then this is a little bit larger. Of course, I have to take it all the way apart. 32 ounce. So basically the idea here is I can dunk these. I can scoop up some dirty water. I squeeze it through the Sawyer Mini, and I have clean water. So, and then I just store these wrapped up with some rubber bands. So this weighs nothing and it's super light. I love the Sawyer Mini. I think it's awesome. Buddy of mine, shout out Marcus, just found some bags that work with this that open on the end, like a fold top type of deal. So you can scoop like really easily compared to just scooping with this little opening here. I will put a link to those in the description. I think it works for the Sawyer Squeeze or the Mini, maybe some other ones, but definitely those two. I think that, like, I don't know, it's totally worth whatever those bags cost. These are really cheap and light, so like if this was going in a pocket or like a E&E type of kit, I still think these are really good. But if it's like your primary water system, those bags are awesome. So you should probably get some of those. I would like to have some of those eventually. So, and then down here I have food. So water and food together. Lifeboat rations. Easy, not thinking about it and not cooking it. And here I've got some other stuff. So I've got some instant coffee, like some from an MRE, some like regular. Got some Cliff Bars, some electrolyte packs, some like gas station B12 supplement energy pills, and I've got like a Chipotle fork in there in case I'm eating something that my hands aren't super clean, so having a fork is a good idea, I think. Keep you from getting sick. Even though I don't have any food in the bag that needs to be eaten with a fork, I might might come across some, or I might like grab some stuff to put with this if I have a little more time. So anyway, yeah, there's the Bugout Bag. Hopefully this can help get you started with your, or change some of your ideas about this. Yeah, if you have a location in mind, which you should, this should last you as long as it takes you to get to that location. I don't have a great location in mind, so mine is just like kind of basic, kind of general, which honestly for a lot of people is probably gonna help. So this lives in the trunk of my car all the time, which is a big reason why there's not water in it, is it's gonna get nasty. What I do is I keep like a case of water in the trunk, and I could fill these bottles and then like stuff a bunch more plastic bottles in here before I go if I think that's gonna be the move. This also has, this bag has the ability for like a bladder, like a camelback type thing. So if I can find a really cheap one, like maybe a Walmart one or something, obviously store it empty. It doesn't have to be very good, because ideally this is like, it's just getting stored empty. It's not getting used up, it's not getting beat up, and then it's gonna be protected in the bag. It only needs to last like, 3 days or however long this like Bugout deal is. So it doesn't have to be that great. So maybe I'll get a cheap Walmart one or something and put that in here, and then I can like fill that bladder with the case of water in the car when I set out. So I've got the bottles and the bladder. I'm more than doubling my water, so that might be a good idea. This bag is all tactical black moly, which I don't like. Eventually, one thing I'll be doing is getting a pack cover for this. So like a waterproof cover, it covers this all up, you won't see it, and it'll be in some sort of a neutral color, ideally. So like a greenish, brownish thing that doesn't look overtly tactical. It doesn't look like I might have some cool stuff in here somebody wants to take from me. But it's not blending in, or it's not like sticking out like a bright color, And then also, bonus point, it'll keep it waterproofed. So, which is like the whole reason of it in the first place. So there's some ideas. I had this in a different bag, like a more gray man type of looking bag, which I liked, but this backpack is much, much higher quality. And I think that's important. Like if I'm gonna put this on and wear it, for 3 days straight, going someplace, I think, and maybe I'm gonna stuff a bunch of water in here or whatever, it's gonna be heavy. I think having a quality backpack is important enough that I make that kind of consolation right now. And you could get this you could get a less tactical looking bag. I'm just using what I have because I'm not buying new stuff for this. So just kind of food for thought there. I think that's what I got. So I know Gary Marr of Tremis Dynamics does some Bugout stuff. He is a certified expert. So get some training, but keep your bags packed. Don't be weird.